Hello, this is Michael Lindsay today from the Christian Construction Podcast, and this is today's Daily Devotion. I want to continue our study in the book of Ruth this week, chapter number 1. We noticed on Monday a discontentment that took place. Then yesterday we noticed a disappearing. Today I want to underscore in verse number 3 that there was a destruction. The Bible says, "And Elimelech, Naomi's husband, died, and she was left and her 2 sons. And they took them wives of the women of Moab. The name of the one was Orpah, the name of the other Ruth, and they dwelled there about 10 years. And Mahlon and Chilion died also, both of them. And the woman was left of her 2 sons and her husband." Notice that their trip to Moab started with a discontentment and then eventually led to a disappearing. But then, as always is the case, there was a destruction. Friend, when you leave the house of God, the place that God's put you at, there will always be destruction that follows. I have seen people who thought and who had even expressed in their words that they would be fine, that they were okay, that God understood. Dear neighbor, don't leave the place where God has put you at. God does not make any exceptions for the price and the cost of sin. I understand that this verse is mostly applied to salvation, but in every individual's life, the wages of sin is always death and destruction. There is never a good outcome. When we know to do right and we don't do right, that is sin. And what follows that sin will always be destruction. I don't know where you're at today. I don't know what you're going through. I don't know what battles that you face, but I know people and I know human nature and I know myself. And I know that the devil wants to get us discontent so that we will then disappear, and so then he can destroy our lives once we're out from under the watch care of the man of God at the house of God in the perfect will of God. Please, dear friend, do not take that trip to Moab. It's not worth the price that you'll have to pay. We hope these are a blessing to you. Tune in tomorrow here on the Christian Construction Podcast.